Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the new Imperial Knights Detachment. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. The Quester FORGEPACT. The forces of the Machine Cult and the Imperial Knights work together in a slightly less unequal fashion in the Quester FORGEPACT. Bound by oaths of fealty or otherwise, many knightly households enjoy close relations with the Adeptus Mechanicus. Whether answering the Martian priesthood's call to arms, or prosecuting their own wars of liberation against the Emperor's foes, noble families often pilot their warsuits into battle alongside the tech priest allies. Skitarii soldiery are inspired by the presence of these ancient engines of destruction, uttering awestruck psalms of veneration as they advance fearlessly towards the foe. In turn, the noble champions are blessed and inspired by the chanted prayers of the Machine Cult, and their warsuits empowered by the skill of tech priest artificers of incomparable talent. This detachment allies the forgeworld with your Imperial Knights, and with the cog-bound alliance detachment, these allies work together in the form of two useful rules. Imperial Knights use the Sacristan Pledge to recover lost wounds in the command phase, but if a unit is within 3 inches of one or more friendly tech priest models, they regain up to a D3 lost wounds instead. Adeptus Mechanicus units earn Divine Inspiration. Each time a model makes a ranged attack, they can reroll a hit roll of 1, and within 6 inches of a friendly Imperial Knight, they can reroll a wound roll of 1 as well. One knight can be a devotee of the Omnissiah Kree with the Knight of the Opus Machina enhancement. Each time the bearer makes a ranged attack, if the bearer is within 6 inches of one or more friendly Adeptus Mechanicus units, it may also reroll a hit roll of 1. Those who dare to fell the Machine God's creation find themselves subject to the vengeance of the Machine Cult. When an Imperial Knight is destroyed, the enemy unit that destroyed it is marked for the rest of the battle, granting lethal hits to Adeptus Mechanicus units that target it. Alright, so let's check out the new Knight Detachment. Alright, so we have the Quester FORGEPACT. So keep in mind that the army rule will still be active, you're just swapping out the existing detachment. Which honestly, giving up the Feel No Pain is definitely going to be a tough call. So if this is going to be useful, it's got to be really good. Alright, so detachment rule, cog-bound alliance. Imperial Knights units from your army have the following ability. Sacristan Pledge. In your command phase, one model in this unit regains 1 lost wound. If this unit is within 3 inches of one or more friendly tech priest models, one model in this unit regains a D3 lost wounds instead. And then Adeptus Mechanicus units from your army have the following ability. Divine Inspiration. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. If this unit is within 6 inches of one or more friendly Imperial Knights, reroll a wound roll of 1 as well. So all your knights are just going to heal 1 wound every turn, and then if you got a tech priest nearby, they're going to heal a D3 instead, and then all your Mechanicus units are going to reroll hit rolls of 1. If you have an Imperial Knight within 6 inches, you're going to reroll hit and wound rolls of 1. And then for the ForgeWorld allies, you can include the following Adeptus Mechanicus units in your army. Tech Priest Dominus, Tech Priest Manipulus, Skitarii Marshal, Skitarii Rangers, Skitarii Vanguard. The combined points cost of such units depends on your battle size. Incursion up to 250, Strike Force up to 500, Onslaught up to 750, and no Adeptus Mechanicus units can be your warlord. Alright, so you're going to have 4 characters to choose from, and then either Rangers or Vanguard, so pretty limited selection. And then obviously you're going to get bonuses from choosing either the Tech Priest Dominus or Tech Priest Manipulus. And then your typical game is going to be Strike Force, 2,000 points, so you could take up to 500 points worth of Adeptus Mechanicus. And then moving on to enhancements, we have the Omnissiah's Champion, Imperial Knight model only, add 4 to the bearer's wound characteristic. So you're going to go from 22 to 26 wounds, so not bad, but it is 30 points. And then we have Knight of the Opus Machina, 20 points. Imperial Knight model only, each time the bearer makes a ranged attack, if the bearer is within 6 of one or more friendly Adeptus Mechanicus units, reroll a hit roll of 1. Alright, so for 20 points, you can reroll your hit rolls of 1 on a knight. So not bad. Obviously, this is going to be better with a knight that's activating in multiple phases. So theoretically, you want this on like a shooting and combat knight to get the most out of it, or one with a really high volume of attacks. And next we have the Magus Questores, 35 points. Tech Priest model only, while the bearer is within 3 inches of one or more friendly Imperial Knight units, it has the Lone Operative ability. In your command phase, select one friendly Imperial Knight model within 3 inches of the bearer. That model regains up to 2 lost wounds. So that could be pretty epic. So it basically gives your character lone op so that he can't just be shot and killed unless you get up close, as long as he's near to a knight, and obviously you want to have him close to a knight, because in addition to him regaining a D3 lost wounds from the Sacristan Pledge and the Tech Priest being nearby, he's also going to gain another 2. So he's basically going to be gaining back 3 to 5 wounds per turn. So that is pretty good. And then we have the Vocifer Magnificat Aura. So 15 points for this. Imperial Knights model only, while an enemy unit is within 6 of the bearer. Worsen the leadership characteristic of models in that unit by 1. While the friendly Adeptus Mechanicus unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, improve the leadership characteristic of models in the Adeptus Mechanicus unit by 1. So enemies within 6, their leadership goes down by 1, and Mechanicus within 6, their leadership goes up by 1. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, CMO Games. CMO Games carries a full range of Games Workshop products including miniatures, paint, terrain, tools, and more. They take pre-orders for most Games Workshop new releases as early as possible, usually 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. CMO Games offers 15% off of MSRP for most all Games Workshop products and offer fast free shipping to the continental United States on orders over $50. Most orders ship out within 24 hours. You know their customer service is top-notch as they've been selling games online for over 20 years. Use the affiliate link below and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. All right, and then for the stratagems, we have 6 in total. So Omnissiah's Grace, 1 command point. When any phase after a mortal wound is allocated to an Imperial Knight or Adeptus Mechanicus unit from your army. Target that Imperial Knight or Adeptus Mechanicus unit. Effect, until the end of the phase, models in your unit have a Feel No Pain 5-up against mortal wounds. So 1 command point, and you can give a unit a 5-up Feel No Pain against mortal wounds. Then we have Vengeance of the Machine Cult, 1 command point, any phase. Target 1 Imperial Knights unit from your army that was just destroyed. You can use this stratagem on the unit even though it was just destroyed. Effect, until the end of the battle, the enemy unit that destroyed your unit is marked. Each time an Adeptus Mechanicus model from your army makes an attack that targets a marked unit, the attacked unit, that attack has the lethal hits ability. Alright, so one of your knights has to die, and then you can grant all of your Mechanicus units lethal hits for the rest of the game for 1 command point. Definitely a little bit lackluster, as the Mechanicus is not going to be there for dealing damage. Then we have Machine Focus, 1 command point. When your command phase, target 1 Imperial Knight unit from your army. Effect, until the start of your next turn, your unit can ignore any and all modifiers to the following: the weapon skill or ballistic skill characteristics of weapons equipped by this model, and hit or wound rolls made for it. So fairly situational, but definitely could benefit you if you're playing against something like Death Guard, or if you are bracketed, potentially eliminating -1 or -2 to be hit, potentially going from hitting on 5s back down to 3s. So not bad, but again, very situational. And then we have Aggression Begets Aggression, 1 command point. When your shooting phase, target 1 Imperial Knight unit from your army or 1 Imperial Knight's character unit from your army and 1 friendly Adeptus Mechanicus unit within 6 inches of that unit. Until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in your units have the Assault ability. So you can target a regular Imperial Knight and give him Assault, or you can target an Imperial Knight character and a Mechanicus unit and give them Assault. So not bad for 1 command point if you need to be a little bit quicker and still want to shoot. And then we have Bonded Imperative, 1 command point. When your command phase, just before an Imperial Knight character unit from your army uses a Bondsman ability, target that Imperial Knight character unit. Effect, when selecting targets for use of that Bondsman ability, you can select 1 friendly Adeptus Mechanicus unit within 12 inches of your unit in addition, or instead of selecting 1 Armiger model. Until the start of your next command phase, every model in the Adeptus Mechanicus unit is affected by the Bondsman's ability. Restrictions, you cannot target a Knight Preceptor with this stratagem. Alright, so I'm not sure about the wording on this one. It says you can select 1 friendly Adeptus Mechanicus unit within 12 of your unit in addition. So theoretically, you would be able to give your Bondsman ability to an Adeptus Mechanicus unit and an Armiger unit. Or instead of selecting an Armiger unit, until the start of the next command phase, every model in that Adeptus Mechanicus unit is affected by the Bondsman ability. But it sounds like you're already able to affect the entire unit. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but basically you give your Bondsman ability to the Mechanicus unit also, or instead. And then we have the Thronegeist Fury, 1 command point. When your opponent's movement phase, just after an enemy unit has set up or ends a normal move, advanced move, or fallback move. Target 1 Imperial Knight Titanic unit from your army that is within 24 inches and visible to that enemy unit. Effect, select 1 ranged weapon equipped by a model in your unit. That model can shoot at that enemy unit, and only if it is an eligible target. When doing so, that model can only make attacks with that weapon, and each time it makes a ranged attack, an unmodified hit roll of 6 is required to score a hit, irrespective of the attacking weapon's ballistic skill or any modifiers. So basically you can overwatch but only with 1 weapon on a Titanic unit, as where normally a Titanic unit would not be eligible to overwatch. So definitely an interesting dynamic here. The problem with this is you're giving up Feel No Pain 6-up or 5-up if you become honored. So that's definitely going to be hard, but you do have some other mechanics to give yourself extra wounds or to heal wounds. You have the ability to take some cheap chaff units. There's definitely some synergies between them. It's very thematic. But I think giving up the 4-up invulnerable save and the 6-up, which you can potentially upgrade to 5-up Feel No Pain, is going to be really difficult. I do think the stratagems are cool. I do think the detachment's thematic, but I don't think it's going to replace the existing detachment. So let me know what you think of the new detachment. Are you looking forward to blending some Imperial Knights with some Adeptus Mechanicus? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products. And make sure to tell them that Warhammer Man sent you. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.